Hello everyone, today we're going to have a tutorial on how to make a smeltery for Tinker's Construct. Required materials: you'll need 8 cobblestone, 62 sand, 62 gravel, 62 clay unless you are making a clay bucket, in which case you'll need 65, and 3 iron ingots unless you make that clay bucket, in which case you won't need any. 8 cobblestone, 63 sand, 62 gravel, 62 clay, and 3 clay for a bucket or 3 iron ingots for an iron bucket. The bonus of having an iron bucket over a clay bucket is these are reusable. The clay buckets are one-time use only if you use lava in them, at which point they will break and you'll have to make another. So if you don't have easy access to iron, it's a good alternative, but you'll want to get an iron bucket eventually to make sure you get everything set up. Okay, now you'll see this is the most basic design we can do for a smeltery. Inside it is 3 by 3, 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, with walls on any side going up by 2 bricks. On the outside, you'll see that there is a smeltery controller in the dead center. To the right of that is a seared tank. Right below that, now this smeltery drain can really be anywhere you want it to be. But for simplicity, we have it on the corner so it can feed into 2 different areas at once through a faucet. There's your casting table there and your casting basin. That is your smeltery there. That is the basic design and will get you up and running until you're ready to make it bigger. You'll notice that there is no blocks actually physically connecting them. They're just right on the very edge there. So long as the inner area is fully contained, like a bucket of some sort, it will work. You do not have to completely fill out everything with the seared bricks if you don't want to. If you want to, that's fine, it's not going to hurt it. But this is the simple smeltery here. Now let's go ahead and get into everything. First off, you'll need a furnace, 8 cobblestone, and a circular pattern around. We'll give you 1 furnace, which is that right there. You'll need grout, 124 total. Now these are the different crafting positions you can use. If you choose to use sand, clay, and gravel, it'll give you 2. If you choose to use clay, now even though it says clay, it is a clay block, which is different than regular clay. In order to make a clay block, you'll need 4 clay in a 2 by 2 square to give you 1 clay block. And if you put the sand on either edge, every edge, and gravel on the outer corners, it'll give you 8 instead of the 2. It is the same amount of materials. You're not losing any doing one way or the other. This is just to make it go faster. Now you'll see that gives you the grout, obviously, since we looked at the completed object in each of those. And then you'll need 124 seared bricks. The seared bricks are a 1-to-1 ratio of the grout. If you choose to use charcoal, which is totally fine, it has 1600 burn ticks, which will burn up 8 grout and craft it into the seared brick. If you use regular coal, it's the same thing as the charcoal. You're not losing anything, you're not gaining anything. It is just going to burn for 1600 ticks. Now, if you make coal coke, which is part of a different add-on, or I'm sorry, different mod, it burns for double the length of time, so you can do 16 grout per each coal instead of 8. Again, that's just to kind of make it go a little bit easier for you. Less total materials required. It's not really going to hurt you. It's not going to change anything up. Then you put it into the furnace. You put your chosen fuel on the bottom. You smelt it down, and it gives you a seared brick. Now, when you come over here, you'll need 24 seared bricks with an S. You'll see there's an S there, and there is not one there. That makes a very big difference. In order to make this, you'll need 96 total seared bricks to make 24 seared bricks. You put it in a 2 by 2 pattern, which will give you the seared bricks on the edge. Part of the smeltery, safe for decoration, Tinker's Construct. You can decorate with these if you so choose to. It is kind of an expensive decoration block if you choose to go that route, but hey, if you want to decorate, go for it. And you'll see that it is a very basic looking block. There's nothing special to it. It's just kind of a black stone block. Now you go over to the smeltery controller. You'll need one of these. You'll need 8 seared bricks to make it, which go along the outside edge there to make one smeltery controller, which is the brain of the smeltery. This is what you use in order to get everything smelted. And this is what it looks like here. It's got like a little bit of a window here on the front. You'll see how that comes into play later on. The rest of it looks like a regular stone block. Nothing special there. Now you look at the seared tank, you'll need one of those as well. You'll need 8 seared bricks, and you'll need 1 glass. You'll put the glass in the center and surround it by seared bricks, which will then give you the seared tank. Now again, it is kind of confusing saying seared bricks versus seared bricks. They're spelled the same, they're said the same, they're two different things. Seared bricks, plural of the seared brick, versus seared bricks, which is the 2x2 of the seared bricks to make the blocks. Anyway, that will give you the seared tank there. The heart of the smeltery retains liquid when broken. Now, this doesn't go into detail here, but when you break it, it keeps the lava that's inside of it, not all your materials inside the smeltery. You will lose everything inside the smeltery if that is broken. So keep that in mind before breaking anything. This is what the block looks like. There's not a whole lot going on. If you look at it through these holes, it's almost like there's nothing on the other side at all. It's very simple, very basic. Just got a little bit of a little pant on top of there. Nothing too special. That's what that one looks like. Now you need one smeltery drain. The drain is going to require 6 seared bricks. Again, it is plural of the singular brick, not the actual seared bricks. You put those on the outer edges there, which will then form into the smeltery drain. Fluid in and output for the smeltery. That's what it looks like here. You can see it's got a little bit of a kind of looks like an exit there, there. There's also one on the bottom on the other side. And on the back, you'll see there's a nice big square there. That is the side that's going to be facing inward of the smeltery. You don't have to worry about that. It auto places itself. You're good. Now you're going to need 2 faucets. Each faucet will require 3 bricks, so you need 6 in total. You put them in a V shape, and that will give you the faucet. This is what the faucet looks like here. You can place it in mid-air. It doesn't hurt it doesn't do anything, it just kind of exists. And that's what it actually attaches to the drain. Alright, now we come over here to the bucket. The bucket's pretty obvious. You're just going to use 3 iron ingots or 3 clay. If you choose to use iron ingots, it's a V shape, gives you an iron bucket, you're done, you're good. If you choose to use the clay because you have an abundance of clay and you're really short on iron ingots, you use it in the V shape. It makes an unfired clay bucket, which means you gotta fire it. So you put it in the furnace, you use your choice of fuel, it smelts it and cooks it into a clay bucket. Again, the clay bucket is a one-time use only. Once you use it one time for the lava, it does break and you have to make a new one. Now we come to lava here. Lava pool, whatever, you go find your lava. It requires 4 buckets total to fill it completely. So we're going to take that guy out of here. And this is how you fill it. Ignore the massive size of this guy, I'll go into that in a second. But you see that is a seared tank there. Put it into the tank, not the controller. If you put it in the controller, you'll just spill lava everywhere and it's going to be a bad day. But since it's also on creative, you'll see that it doesn't expend the lava bucket. So you just put 4 total in there, that fills it up. Now, if you right click on the smeltery controller, you'll see that it says 4 buckets, temperature 1300. Temperature isn't a big deal unless you're using a certain mod that changes stuff up. The basic Tinker's Construct mod, you're good. Now in here you'll see it has an 800 ingot capacity as free and used. And if you hold shift, it gives you the capacity in buckets. Now you're going to see that this is actually rather large here once I go into it. This is where you'll put all your items that you're going to be smelting down. On the side here, this is a progress bar here. Once it reaches the top, it's smelted down, and you'll see it pop up into here. You have a scroll wheel here. Do not try to use your mouse scroll wheel inside of this box here. It does not work. Instead, for whatever reason, it takes the item you're hovering over and throws it back into your inventory, stopping it from being smelted. So just remember that when you're going through, don't accidentally try to use the scroll wheel here. It doesn't work on here either. You actually have to grab the bar and physically move it with your mouse. Now, You'll see this one is actually rather big here. I like to go 5x5 in my smelteries. It gives lots more space for lots more goodies on the inside, lots more storage. There's some pros and cons to it. We'll go over that in a moment. But you'll see that the drain right here is have one on either side, so materials inside here can drain out. And I have the faucets that go into the casting bins on this side. And over here, the casting tables. You can set that up however you want. You can take more smelter drains, but all along the entire edge, have the entire outside edge lined with them. If you want to do that, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. You'll notice that I still do not have the seared bricks leading all the way to the outside edge. You don't need to do that. You're just wasting bricks if you do it. As long as the inside is fully contained, you are set. So now that we have gone through all of that, that is how you make your smeltery. That's how you set it up. We'll go back here and look at the beginning one again. It's gone to nighttime in game. I guess I've been talking too long. Let's go ahead and change the time there. There we go. Now we have full light again. So anyway, this is how you make your smeltery. Nice, very basic. You don't have to go too big. You don't have to go too small. This is how you make one to get it to work. Now, the pros and cons versus small one versus big one. If you have a small one, obviously you have very limited space. This holds 144 ingots total in comparison to what the larger one was holding. You see there's also no scroll here. You can't go up and down. That is everything that can be smelted in there. It'll always hold 4 buckets total of lava. That's just how that works. Now, having the smaller one, you also can fit less in there, which means you're going to fill it up much faster. You're going to have to drain it out right away, and that's really all you're going to be able to do with it. Just kind of 1 or 2 things at a time. Now, if you have one of the larger ones, you can fill that baby up with all the different smelted items you want. The problem with that is some items combine inside of here. That's how you get some of these special materials and ore to combine whatever else. It smelts down inside here and creates new metals. So if you're just dumping everything in here, eventually you're going to start getting some mixed stuff you didn't plan on in the first place, which is kind of frustrating if you needed to make something and now your required material has turned into something else. So just go and watch that. Also, you can drain directly out of it into these bins, into these basins, and that is 1 full block, so that's worth 9 ingots. You can also create casting for ingots, so you can take out 1 at a time. But that is the tutorial for how to make a smeltery. It's very simple once you get it done. There's quite a few steps, but it's not a whole lot of materials, it's not a whole lot of effort. You just got to know what you're doing and you're set. I hope this helps all of you out. I hope everyone is able to make their smeltery, get it up and running however they like, and their gameplay goes well. Now, different mods will change up the way these are crafted. It'll change up how much they produce. It'll change up any number of things depending on which mod pack you're using. This is the basic mod pack. So just be aware of that when you go into some of the different mod packs. Go ahead and check it out, see if anything's changed or not. And again, we need 8 cobblestone, 63 sand, 62 gravel, 62 clay, 65 if you're making a clay bucket, or 3 iron ingots. That's simple. That's all you need to get this smelter up and running. Now granted, if you make one of the big ones, you'll need a lot more materials. But if you don't, there you go. Again, I hope you all found this tutorial helpful and you're able to get your smelter up and running, and it helps you play your game a little more smoothly and get started in the beginning. I'll be making some more videos here shortly, so I hope you all keep checking on in and let me know if there's anything you want a video of in the comments below. For now, I will be signing off.